I have a prediction for the future of this is payment related. It might not be like payments. This is a corollary, not necessarily heart of when someone says payments, what they necessarily think about. I think subscription models, this is something you and I have talked about, and I take inspiration from you. I think subscription models will fall by the wayside. I don't think it'll happen all at once. I think it will be likely industry by industry or niche by niche, even within industries. What made me think about this was the content subscription model. And listen, you can go back in time, and what was that quote? Business is all about bundling and unbundling.
Oh, yeah.
And you can talk about the rise of cable, the death of cable, the re-rise of cable, bundling, unbundling, etc. I think subscription access for content is going to fall by the wayside if not permanently, just for a long time until the form function of media consumption dramatically changes, because pay per access, pay per use, pay per go, whatever it is going to be so much easier when agents can transact on your behalf. So when I just don't think that in 5 years, let's say 6 years. Let me hedge a little bit. I don't think in 6 years it's going to make sense for the majority of people who are New York Times subscribers to subscribe to the New York Times. I think they're going to want to pay. It's going to be easier for them to pay fractional amounts via their agents for access to premium content. And I actually think that's good for the content model, right? I think that the subscription model of journalism, paywalled access for digital content, be it streaming services, be it news articles, it's a stopgap. I think it's a stopgap because suddenly things went online and people still need to make money for content, and advertising revenue was not covering the cost of creating that content. You could not have a profitable business purely based on ad revenue. So because of that, because eyeballs got cheaper, so because of that, you have to start charging for premium content. Wall Street Journal, New York Times, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I should give a disclosure that I recently submitted my first ever byline to the Wall Street Journal, so they've been top of mind. But they are a premium content service and they require a subscription. I don't think it's going to be the case by 2033.
Oh, I think it's going to be sooner than that.
I'm hedging. I agree with you, but I was going to say 3 years, and then I panicked and I was like, no, people are going to come back and listen to this rough shot, slap shot, cobbled together broadcast, and they're gonna say I was wrong, and I don't want to be wrong. That's the thing I'm most scared of. I think people's agents are going to pay a cent or a fraction of a cent for access to that content, and I just don't think the subscription model is going to make any sense. Long term. So that is my prediction for a payment model, a payment structure that I think digital content will necessarily move away from. And I think that pay per use or pay per access or pay per read is so onerous even if it's just a prompt, do you want to pay for this? Do you want to pay for this? Even if it's just a yes or no, that's just friction that the end user has to navigate. And in the world of agentic payments, where agents can actually truly transact in a variety of ways, that friction falls by the wayside. Ergo, there's no need for subscriptions. And I actually think it's going to funnel more money to successful content, which is going to realign incentives for content production. And in many ways, this is predictions maybe the one I'm like less sure of and less bullish on, but I think it's very much a possibility. I think we may see a rebirth of traditional forms of journalism where access to primary sources and original reporting becomes even more valuable because people will want access to those things and will be willing to pay for those things, and the friction in order to access them falls by the wayside because your agent has access to a certain amount of budget and it's just able to transact on your behalf and pay for access to those articles or videos or whatever. That is as much as I'm willing to bet on right now.